Welcome to Liberate University. Liberate University is free educational content released for the benefit and enjoyment of all. Many thanks to our gracious family of world-class practitioners for sharing their work.
Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Liberate University. So I'm kind of liking doing these little poems here and there to put into the state of a little topic that we can chat about. And so today it's about, kind of being in that moment, and everywhere you go, there you are. And so a little poem I wrote to kind of set that stage for our conversation today is this. Everywhere you go, there you are. A saying you've heard since we opened our eyes. But living from that state, that must be a lie. Hurry, let's do this or that. Distractions and escaping is where we are at. What happens when we get a glimpse in and see? That saying will really set us free. Life is a river that must flow. Let it go where it goes. Every moment is a perfect space. Allow yourself to truly awake. And when I say that about truly awaking and finding that space, that everywhere you go, there you are. And that we must go with the flow in life and be in that flow. And really that's about divine acceptance, right? It's about acknowledging that this is a gift right now here. And how are you present with it? And how do you stop resisting everything that happens in your life and start allowing it so like a river, you can flow too, right? Because misery truly comes from our own expectations, wanting to force things to be different or hoping that they are different. And when they turn out in a way that isn't as we planned, we get ourselves in a frenzy, right? And instead of saying, well, what does this have for me? How does this serve me? How can I continue to allow myself to be like a river and flow? Right? And if you can allow yourself to say, yes, we might not control everything, but we always control our state. And there's a different video that I did about that. But allowing yourself to put yourself in that present space, right? And take everything in and go with that flow. It's kind of like there was a time when, in meditation, I was shown this metaphor of this couple dancing, okay? And this couple was dancing and they were like, just imagine like the salsa or something, okay? And one's leading, one's following, and they're doing this beautiful dance that's extremely, appealing to watch because of the way that they're just moving. And then suddenly one person wants to stop following and wants to start leading. And the other person doesn't want to allow that person to do that. And what became a smooth, beautiful dance was started to be met with resistance. And then you saw what was once beautiful to watch and beautiful for them to probably be partaking in an experience, having fun and joy and being in that moment, to suddenly having this tension. This force, because one wants to do something else than the other, and it isn't in the flow. And then they become unhappy. They want to stop dancing. You want to stop watching because it's no longer appealing. Now imagine if you could take that and magnify that to your whole entire life. Things happen and we can choose to go with the flow, and sometimes we might just find ourselves going with the flow and the circumstances here, and then we might take the wheel and we might start to steer. And it's in that process of being in that space without resistance, without putting your feet flat down, saying, I'm not moving because it needs to be my way, that you can start to allow yourself to trust that maybe your way is going with the flow and enjoying yourself and embracing. Right? And when you do that, and I know that you've done that at different times, maybe like you are going out to eat and traffic's horrible and you don't make it to your reservation in time, so you have to go to a different restaurant, right? And you can go with the flow, or you can be super upset that you didn't get to eat at the same restaurant that you wanted to, or that you had to go through traffic, and you can have that ruin the rest of your night. Or you can choose to be in that flow space and see, what does this have for me, right? How can I open up to these experiences? How can I be a little bit more present and accepting? And then I get to allow myself to enjoy and be more. And then that evening isn't taken away from you. And then you might find that you like that other restaurant that you went to even better. Maybe you didn't even know it existed, and had that situation not unfolded that way, you may never even have tried that place. You may never have ran into somebody that you once knew. You may not have had the opportunity to make that extra call. You may not have whatever, fill in the blank. But I guarantee that your life and the way that things played out, the more that you can appreciate and go with the divine flow, the more that you can stop forcing your life, right? And it's interesting because I talk a lot about being in control. But part of being in control is you controlling your internal state and going with the flow, that if suddenly the road becomes blocked off, you might not be in control of that, but you're in control of how you steer, where you go next. Going with that smooth flow like water flowing in a river, and if it has to split to go over a rock or veer a little left or right, it just goes, right? Sometimes it speeds up, sometimes it slows down, sometimes there's debris that it has to go around. But it's in the flow. And because it's in the flow, it's in control. And so allowing yourself to let go from time to time and say, okay, yes, I can be simultaneously in control and let go and be in the flow at the same exact time, right? It's choosing to choose happiness and letting go of expectations and forcefully trying to make things happen a certain way. And when you do that, you allow joy, you invite freedom, you invite embrace, you invite acceptance into your life. And the more you invite acceptance into your life, the more you allow yourself to just be in awe by life. Thank you so much for today. Try to find where you can enjoy and accept your life and go with the flow a little bit more. Wherever you find that you're facing a little bit of resistance, ask yourself, is it worth this? Are you having fun with this? Or can you just go with it and see where else it pulls you to? Because you might find that when you let go, when you surrender and you offer up, you will be flown or shown or maneuvered into a different way, into a path that maybe you wouldn't have chose, but it is the path that your higher self or your soul would want to choose for you. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of this class. We hope to see you at the next one.